So I figured I would do a quick tutorial to figure out how everything works with this GoPro and figure out what range things are clear at. So I decided I'd do a tutorial really fast on how to string a bow. Something I don't see a whole lot in War Machine, but it's kind of cool. Got some basic tools here. I got some clippers. I got a piece of foam from a sprue. It's very important for cleaning up super glue. Have super glue. I have some floral wire that my wife picked up a while back. The brand name is Darice or Darice. I'm not sure, but looks pretty curly. But once you give it a tug and put some strength on it, it straightens out really nice. I have a strider here, some forceps. It's pretty much everything you need. First thing we're going to do is we're probably going to cut a piece of wire that's probably about twice as long as the bow. So, just going to clip it right there. We're going to attempt to clip it right there. There we go. Okay, the first thing we're going to do now that we've got that is we're going to examine the bow, because some of these bows you have to bend a little bit because the points here and here a lot of times go straight through the arm. This one doesn't look too bad, but if you look, these are two slightly different angles, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of a twist right there to put it a little bit more underneath the arm, a little bit more evened up. There we go. So now you can see the 2 points there. If I hold it down flat, the arm should be raised, which it is, so you're all good. Now we're going to go ahead and get the wire on there. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to twist it around like kind of like you would a normal bow. So you've got your two pieces now wrapped around the edge. I got that strider out of the way so that you can actually see what I'm doing. But you have the two pieces wrapped around the edge. You want when you fold it, you want the point, the short one, to point away from the center of the bow. This way the forceps come in handy, because if you look right now, you see there's a lot of slack in that little loop. I don't know if the GoPro will get close enough to it so that you can actually see it or focus on it, but hopefully it's far enough away from the GoPro to focus. So we're going to go ahead and just pull that tight with forceps. There we go. Now we're going to go ahead and take super glue, and we're going to make sure we cover this little joint that we just made, and we're going to go ahead and try and mat everything down to that bow. If you put a lot on there, that's fine, doesn't matter. That's why you got the foam, so you can take it off. Just what's important is that you have this piece right here looking like it's facing straight down the bow. So now we got a bunch of glue on there. We'll take off the excess and we'll give that a second to wait, a second to dry. I'm going to blow on it a little bit because humidity helps super glue set faster, so it's like fogging up some glasses. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and clip off this little excess piece here, because that's not needed. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to try and string this bow, but there's one thing you got to do, because you're going to get waves in there and you're going to have slack in it, so you want to bend the arms of the bow itself in. Then we're going to go ahead and wrap it around there, lace it through. If you hear that screaming in the background, that's my sister-in-law. It is the holidays. and my nephew running through the kitchen above me. Um, but now that we've got it looped around over here, we're going to go ahead and just pull that tight again, just like we did on the other side. That's pretty tight. And then we're going to go ahead and coat that whole thing in glue again. I have no idea what they're doing out there. Then you're going to dab off the excess with that piece of foam from the blister that models may or may not have come in. And then you clip off the excess. And I'm going to go ahead and now, this is the important part. If you can see how wavy the bowstring is on here, you can probably see from various angles. Doesn't look very nice. So what we're going to do, now that we bent it in earlier, so you can take the 4 steps and bend it back out. When we do this, we're going to put some tension on the bowstring so it should straighten out as much as possible. There you go, straight bowstring. So we'll just glue this on our rafter. Oh, the other thing I may not have mentioned earlier, I can't remember if I did or not, was make sure the knuckles, whenever you bend it, make sure the knuckles are facing up and then bend the arms down. We'll go ahead and glue this on my strider real fast and you can see how a completed thing looks. I feel like the bowstrings add a little bit more to the models, but it's really a hobbying thing. If you're not much of a hobbyist, then why are you watching this? Other than hopefully to help me test this. And there you go. Now you can see that there's a bowstring on there, and it looks pretty nice if I do say so myself. I'm pretty pleased with the result. That's the tutorial. Thanks, guys.